Kick her off at footfall? I don't think we're doing it. I enjoy your company, Agenta. I hope you remain in the crew and that this ship becomes your home.
Those are very courteous words, Rogue Trader. Thank you, both for your words and your hospitality.
He gives you another, somewhat puzzled look. Oh my. Did we come on too strong, chat? Did we come on too strong? How did you end up on Theodora's ship?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the cultist attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, where crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I had barely recovered from my wounds when the cultists struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
What happened to the people who wounded you? Did Theodora's men eliminate them?
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more, and it's bound to happen someday.
Okay. Where did this happen?
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
Well, we could go to that planet and deal with the Chaos Worshippers.
The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared.
What was it like traveling on Theodora's ship?
I hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage. I was more focused on prayers and ruminations than on the people around me, or the journey itself. During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He's an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistics systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship. But not all of Theodora's people have earned my trust. You know who I'm talking about. There is no place for Adira Tlas among the God Emperor's faithful. I'm surprised she wasn't in league with the cultists. And I'm equally surprised by how deep heresy and treason run in this place. I'm glad we all made it through that dark hour. May the day that follows be bright.
What are you saying about my ship? Is it difficult for you to accept that you made a mistake?
It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them.
Okay, no more questions.
As you wish.
Yep. Tell me about yourself.
About me? I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant.
Oh.
What else is there to tell about me?
I mean, what's your favorite color? What kind of food do you like? What kind of movies? Soft bed, hard bed? Do you like hair pull? No? Okay. I'll talk to Cassia next time. I think that's enough exposition for one go. She says she's gonna spend the next hour wallowing in despair about the level up choices. Yep. Okay, so the being on fire bits, we did do a lot of damage. The melee was pretty strong. We didn't take nearly as much damage from lighting ourselves on fire with ignite as I thought we would. So this is clearly a viable playstyle. However, we do lose a turn setting up. So on the list of things I want is a way to get a slit on turn 1 without losing our attack option that turn. Although I don't believe that's going to be possible. When we trigger an exploit, which will be every time we attack, because we stack exploits on everything we see at the turn start, right? Yeah. At the start of each turn, the operative inflicts 1 stack of exploit effect on all enemies in line of sight. And we trigger it by attacking the enemy. So this gives us a stacking +1 damage and 2% armor pen. Stacking for every attack. That seems pretty good. +1 damage. How much is that? I think we did like 20 something, right? So we're looking at 5% per attack. So that actually grows. Or per trigger, meaning area of effect damages can trigger multiple exploits. I'm liking that. That's definitely on the short list. Sharpshooter is not something we'll be doing. There is the add to favorites. I wish there was a don't show this anymore option as well. So we could like hide stuff that is not for our build. Uncanny Sight is interesting because that allows us to get exploits even on enemies we don't see. But I think it's a good skill, but I think you have better options still. Extra plus hit and dodge reduction on enemies who already hit with single target. Attack. Is that melee? I don't think that's melee. I think that's ranged. Force weapon attacks. Do we have force weapons? I don't actually know what a force weapon is. That's based on psi rating. Okay. What is our current weapon? It's a melee weapon. Well, it doesn't say force weapon, but I've also not seen a force weapon. Is there a corpus here? F force weapon? No. Doesn't... I don't think we have anything of value of use in there for us right now. I'm going to assume that that's a different type of weapon that we don't have yet. The sword we're using right now gets extra damage. Oh, wait. Each critical hit scored with this sword increases well degradation by +1. The next attack, after scoring a crit, does more damage. Okay. So I don't think we want to be relying on this unless we can get crit up really high. So maybe we don't actually care about the whale degradation that much. I was thinking that we might have to try to stack that. Extra resolve could be useful. Like when Cassia gave us that heroic ability, we were destroying. Backdraft is interesting, but I feel like the enemies don't often stand close enough together. +1 crit chance. Okay, what is our crit chance? Agility? Perception? Can't imagine his willpower or fellowship. I don't actually know what our crit chance is here. Oh, here we go. Maybe it's here. Is that armor pen? What is this? Range? It doesn't actually tell us about the crit chance. I kind of sort of wanted to see that. Like, if it's decently high to begin with, there's a chance we can start stacking it. Oh, here we go. The base crit chance for melee attacks is 0%. Oof. Okay, so we're not doing a crit build. We'd have like, there's no way we're getting that number high enough for it to be reliable. This is 10% crit hit on our dots, which is basically ignite, which means it's a 10% chance to do 50% extra damage. That means it's 5% extra damage on the dot. That's not good enough. We might need to take swift movement to get into range if we're gonna be meleeing. So, I think a sacred rituals could also be interesting if the threshold was higher. I think our veil degradation goes up way too quickly for this to have a chance of having more than 1 AP gained per battle. Yeah, no, we're not going to be wearing heavy armor. Let's get that out of the list. Let's take Backdraft. That gives us the... Like, we still have... we want to be in melee with the sword and the burning and all of that. But Backdraft allows us to do more damage while getting into range at the start of combat. Meaning swift movements is also less impactful, because we don't lose our damage just because we're getting into optimal damage. Let's go and boost intelligence to get it up to the next threshold here. That's gonna boost a bunch of things, including some of our damage dealing abilities. Right. Also, how are we doing here on the heresy scale? We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, we want to be up close and personal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Hendrix, we're gonna do you when we want to go with you. Here we're focusing on buffage. Range is very interesting because she tends to be out of range. Yeah, let's boost the range. And some willpower here. Actually, are you doing our perception? You are together with Cassia. Actually, this willpower will get us over the threshold to the next bonus, so let's take that. Cassia, girl? Reduce well degradation by 1 each time we use stable routes. That could be interesting. We need to make a decision soon on whether we want to go crazy and have abilities that get stronger when the degradation goes up, or if we want to try to keep it low and have bonuses that way. We have had quite a few situations where we have been out of range on the commanding voice or her abilities. So I feel like that's something we probably want to do. If nothing else, add it to the shortlist. Oh, here's the devastating debuff. Armor reduced by 11. Oh no, that's something else. You know what? Let's get the range. And I think fellowship would be good for you if we can get it, but that's not an option. Commerce and persuasion are not things we want here, although you have good values there. Are you doing some of our lores? No. Is that some carouse, maybe? I mean, we haven't really been affected by anything. Maybe it's persuasion here. Bossy. Stacking damage. Yep. Your ballistic skill is trash for some reason. It's so low, I feel like it's almost not even worth trying to boost it, you know? Let's bring it over the next threshold. Argenta. Rapid reload is definitely interesting. Although I feel like we have played around that for a little bit. Rapid fire no longer reduces damage. Yeah. I feel like that's what we do. Because we use that pretty much exclusively, almost every turn. So that's just 25% more damage. Increase resolve by 1 permanently. Dual weapon combat, I don't think that's going to be useful. Extra wounds, I'd rather we just kill more efficiently. So let's go with the shield here. The resolve will help us do the more powerful moves. Okay, Ablard. Plus 8 damage if no enemies start near our turn. I think that's good. What does Dueling Mastery do? Bonus to parry. Often what's gonna happen is we're gonna charge up to something, kill it, and then start without anything nearby us and go again next turn. So I think we're gonna get a bunch of value out of that. How many times do I have to click the button? Carouse. Let's make you stonky as all hell. Okay. Heinrichs, why are you still on my ship? How's my painting going? A pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. How may I be of assistance? Have you ever heard the name Fire Reckoning? Janrik thinks for a moment, pursing his lips in concentration. I'm afraid it is not immediately familiar to me, your ladyship. Please allow me a moment. He starts rapidly tapping on the screen of his data slate. Yes, Isaac House von Valentius did indeed sign a contract with the owner of a vessel with the designation Fiery Reckoning. There are transactions, records of the ship picking up cargo from Kiava Gamma. Well, this is odd. The data log ends here. Apparently the ship had some interactions with one of the workshops on your industrial world. I beg your pardon, your ladyship, but that is the extent of assistance I can provide you in regard to this particular matter. Ooh, okay.